My step-dad is a massive creep. I'm 14, female, and my mom married someone twice her age. He's 60, she's 30, and this dude creeps me the hell out. The first thing he asked when we met is if I was a virgin, and I was immediately uncomfortable with that. Of course I am one, but that was none of his business, especially since we just met. I often catch him eyeing me up, and he often says things that nobody his age should say about a girl who is barely a teenager. He doesn't even hide the fact that he finds me attractive, and my mom seems to not care since he made a song about how my butt turns him on and he proudly sings it in front of her. I sleep with my door locked because I genuinely don't trust him, and he's yelled at me several times for locking the door but will never answer why he's trying to go into my room while I sleep. I genuinely think that he is planning on doing something to me, and my mom refuses to listen to anything I say about him. I need advice since none of my friends have any advice, and IDK who else I trust to go to. Edit. Thanks so much for all the support. I am trying to read everyone's comments, but I don't have the mental energy to go through all of them. As for reporting him, I might try to do it when I return from winter break, although I'm scared of the possibility of foster care. Go see your teacher or school counselor and tell THRM about this. Film him playing the song and go to the police or a trusted adult. Film him yelling at you for locking the door. Film you confronting your mom about it and her not caring. If it is illegal to film without consent, then just show a trusted adult and ask for help. This man is terrifying. Wishing you the best of luck. Can you move in with your dad or a relative? You just need to get out of that situation before he moves past words and acts. Tell a teacher ASAP. You may not know your relatives well, but I guarantee that if you tell them what's going on, one will step up. In the meantime, if you have access to money, buy a doorstop and shove it under your door at night for extra security. Also, you might want to check your room for hidden cameras. I found out my sister has been beating my dog. My parents knew and did nothing. Me, 19M, and my sister, 21F, were never really on good terms. She's a despicable narcissistic bully. She is incredibly irrationally hateful. I left home after my first university year because I got a 6 months apprenticeship at a very good place. I finished it last week and returned home. My dog has become so miserable. He's unusually depressed and also scared. I took it easy and didn't suspect anything at first. But he was just so different. Last time I saw him was 4 months ago. He was doing okay. My parents took him out to socialize frequently, and he was overall taken care of, at least I thought so. Yesterday I saw in the early morning my sister throwing a tennis ball at him so violently, for literally no reason. I was instantly angry, but suddenly I had a weird thought. Apparently she's been physically abusing him the past months. I asked my parents how the fuck they let it happen. They were so infuriatingly apathetic. I don't know what exactly she did, but she beat him badly. I'm just fucking furious. What kind of lunacy would make anyone do shit like this? I don't know if a vet, psychologist can get my dog back. What do I do with them? The most important things are getting your dog away from your sister, and getting your dog seen by a vet. In terms of whether the emotional damage to your dog is permanent, I think it's too early to tell. But if your dog is having a lot of trouble with fear and anxiety, you could look into trainers. Trainers can help with more than just obedience. They can often also provide tips on helping your dog work through its fear. There are also tons of good YouTube videos, books, and other media out there if you want to really get into more resources. Your sister needs her ass kicked. Find a place where you can have your dog. Barring that, violently throw a tennis ball at her when she is vulnerable and tell her that you are going to do to her what she does to your dog. Put the fear of you into her. Get your dog to a safe place. Then record your parents admitting to what they saw and record your sister admitting to it. File a police report. She will do this to other dogs and probably kids too. I just married. My husband barely touched me since our wedding. My husband, 30M, and I, 30F, just got married after a long relationship of 13 years together. I love him deeply and he makes me feel like a princess. However, since the wedding, back on October, we only had intimacy once. At this point, is more than unusual. We were living together before the wedding and we had intimacy at least 3 times per month, and I was okay with that, even though I insisted on having it more frequently. But now he seems to ignore the whole thing. I already asked him twice this week and he just keep playing video games or watching TV. I don't know in which other way I can put this matter on the table. I don't want to pressure him, and I have already made up my mind on other things about this marriage. Like he never bring me flowers even though I have asked. He helps with house chores, but he is always angry while doing those, so I just accepted that he is like a mini Grinch in general. Should I also make up my mind that we are going to have intimacy once per month if lucky? How can I bring this issue to the table without pushing him so much? Edit. We went tonight for some iced coffee and to sew some groceries. We were playing and joking like we normally do. He was laughing and then he told me, "I'm sorry. I guess I just needed to hang out with you alone. I have been feeling a little depressed lately and I just needed a good laugh." I started talking to him about his feelings and how I felt about the fact we haven't been having intimacy. He apologized and told me he has been feeling a little bit down. I offered him to go to a cabin in the forest near to our home for Christmas and spend a good holiday alone. Since he is not an extrovert, he agreed with me and he is looking now for a good cabin so we can stay during Christmas. Thanks a lot for the advices, and for the people who was actually nice and neutral on my questions. To answer a few questions I saw are the most popular. No, nobody was forced into the marriage, we both agreed. No, I don't think he is gay or asexual or anything like that. We are really open to each other, and even if he has this bro romance with some friends of him, I know for sure he is not gay. Yes, he helps me with chores at home. He is grumpy about it mostly cause he likes to be cozy and not to bother. We have talked about this as well and he promised me to clean everything after he has used it. No, I'm not divorcing him just because he haven't had intimacy in a couple of weeks. He is more than just a dick and this is something we can totally work together. I'm not or never was afraid to talk to him about our sex life, but we talked about this back on November and I didn't want to push anything on him, mostly because he is the person I love and a human being I care about, so I try to be delicate on delicate topics. I don't want to hurt his feelings. No, I don't think I committed a mistake marrying him. We can definitely work together to be better as persons and as a couple. He is willing. I'm willing to work on that. I asked for advice since I just felt a little bit lost and was not sure how to talk to him about it, but it came on the simplest of ways and I'm happy for it. Again, thanks a lot for the help. Update. We talked all night long. I really need some sleep lol, and yeah, pretty much he has been feeling depressed being home all alone. I told him I was confused then, cause he is always grumpy when we need to go outside to do some groceries or to pay some bills. He explained to me he doesn't understand it either cause he loves to be at home, but he told he is feeling like trapped. So we decided today we are going to buy the Christmas gifts and decorate the outside of the house as a family project. He is excited to actually go outside today, which I'm confused but happy, since he never gets happy for being outside. Also, come on guys, I've known this man for 14 years. Don't say things like, "Oh, it could be dangerous to be in a cabin in the woods alone with him. He is my husband, not a perfect stranger." I suggested the cabin cause I know for sure when he is feeling down, he needs a safe and relaxed place where he can feel apart from the world and go hiking or fishing. Nothing wrong with that. I love nature and I'm pretty sure once he is relaxed, I'm going to be able to talk to him about doing some therapy. Also, not making excuses, but I'm kind of sure he's into the autism spectrum cause he makes a big deal when we have to do some changes. Even if they are minor changes, like taking lunch at 5 instead of taking it at 4, he is grumpy and he is not social at all and he feels weird to connect and bond with new people. I'm pretty sure we are going to find out on therapy, but he is afraid cause he thinks being in the spectrum makes him retarded and I don't think that at all and I'm willing to help him. And finally, no, we have decided to not have any children. It's not for us and even we enjoy to take care of children for friends and relatives. We have both agreed it's something we don't want to do for the rest of our lives. So he is pretty much depressed. We are willing to work on it and I'm going to support him doing baby steps first. Doing family projects and taking some rest from the world before going to therapy so we can understand even better. Thanks a lot for the advices. You said, he treats you like a princess, yet, he won't bring you flowers, won't help around the house. You refer to him as a mini Grinch and he won't have sex with you. Face with monocle. Treats you like a princess? Where? When? How? You're too accepting in my eyes. And now that you got the ring, you will accept anything, in his eyes. It's cute and wonderful to accept people you love, flaws and all, but it's not cool when you start accepting minimal effort on their part. Relationships are daily, constant work. You trained this man to do less and less. I don't have the correct terms. Trained sounds awful kinda. Maybe conditioned? Either way, you're too accepting of no effort in a relationship. It doesn't matter how much you love someone, you don't accept certain shortcomings. Thought husband was cheating. I think this is worse. I 35 female have been with my husband since I was 13. Had a FKED up life and have lived with him since I was 15. We have multiple beautiful children together but did have a difficult time in our early marriage. As troubled youth often does, we did a lot of drugs together and ended up in drug addiction for years. We separated for about 10 months in 2011 and he ended up hooking up with someone else during that time. I didn't. We reconciled and I have never looked back. Now I have been clean since the 1st of January 15 and he got sober a few weeks before me. Since we got clean we have bought a house, managed a few businesses together. I go to school full time. For all intents and purposes we have been killing it in life. He is the love of my life and the man of my dreams. On to the problem. This last couple weeks he seemed off and talked about sending me and the kids away for New Year's. It's not the first time we've planned a holiday trip, and he plows during winter, so usually it's just me and the kids that go. So the other night, I grabbed his phone, realized he put a pin on it. We've never done this in the past and he uses the same pin for everything. Except this. Okay, so I found it weird but let it go. The other day he was weird when he came home and asked if I'd stay home with him the next day while the kids were at school talking about how much he missed me. Absolutely, I agreed. But then the next morning he talked about how much stuff he had to do, so asked if we could just do breakfast instead. Okay, whatever. There was storm planning that needed to be done. Tonight I still couldn't shake the feeling something was up and looked at his recent messages on his smart watch. This man was trying to score drugs. Like WTF. We have so much we could lose here and he wants to go out and get high. If it was just pot I probably wouldn't even be making this post. But I'm talking hard drugs that could potentially kill him. Be laced with something. Get his ass arrested. I know life is stressful sometimes but I could have sworn we both recognized drugs were never the answer. I didn't confront him tonight because of the huge storm coming down outside and know he needs a clear head to plow. But fudge, what do I do here? I almost think another woman would have been easier to wrap my head around. Damn, that is hard, especially after almost 6 years being sober. Maybe he's just starting to miss the high, especially if he's working a lot. Offer him support and say you know what's been going on and see how you can help him. You don't want to lose the life you have now, so fight for him to keep him clean. You can definitely work through this, especially if he hasn't touched anything yet. He's clearly feeling guilty and conflicted about it as well, which is why he asked if he can spend more time with you. Definitely ask like why this urge has come on and what you can do to help him stay clean. First off, I am proud of you for getting clean and staying that way for your kids, for your relationship, and for your life. Did he get quit through any sort of program? If so, can he go to a meeting, reach out to a sponsor or program friend, reread some literature about it?